or Azimio, we are here as Kenyans. And we have come to represent our country. Today, we work together. We work together as leaders to make sure that we have a country that we are proud of. And I'm going to do three things that is in our manifesto. Number one, we're going to make sure that we invest appropriately and correctly in agriculture. When I came into office, I said we are not going to subsidize, we are going to invest in production. The price of unga a year and a half ago was 220. Today, it is 100 shillings because we invested correctly. We are going to continue to invest in that space, in making sure that our dairy, our horticulture, our agriculture in general has the necessary support to make sure that we enhance our production. Let me give you an example. We spend 500 billion every year to import food items into Kenya. We import maize, wheat, edible oil, rice, and all manner of things. And I have made the decision that we are going to invest in production. By next year, we will not be importing a grain of maize. We will move on to rice. We will move on to wheat. And in 5 years, the $1 billion we use to import edible oil, I want to make sure that sunflower, soya, canola, palm oil are all grown in Kenya and we don't have to import again. Already, last year, we've started a journey on soya and sunflower. We are on course on canola. We've already gotten the seeds. And it is going to help us as a country reduce the foreign exchange that we use to import food when we can actually produce that food in Kenya. Tunaelewana? Number two is education. We need to make sure that our education is accessible, is affordable, and is relevant. And that is the reason why we have changed the funding model of our education. It wasn't working. Many of you, if you are following events in Kenya, most of our universities were struggling because they didn't have money. Because we promised them 80% scholarship, we gave them 40%, and we did nothing about it. We have changed the model, and we are going to make sure that our education is fit for purpose, equips the most important asset we have, our human capital, and to make sure that it works for Kenya and it works for where we want to, the partners that we want to work with as we deploy our labor in many parts of the world. We are spending at the moment $5 billion every year on education. $5 billion US. And we want to make sure that investment has a payback. So we are sorting out education, making sure that our education, as I said, is accessible, is affordable, and is relevant. Number three, I'm talking about cost of living. Number three, we are going to make sure that we deal with our health delivery mechanism. Why? About 1 million Kenyans every year end up in poverty because of hospital bills. I know many of you guys seated here, occasionally you are asked to pay hospital bills. True or not true? All the time, not occasionally. I want to help you sort out that space. And what we have said is the following. We have changed the law in Kenya for delivery of health. It was not working. So we now have 4 pieces of legislation, new legislation, to make sure that we deliver universal health. We want to make sure that every Kenyan has a health insurance facility. Every Kenyan. You people who live in this country know the value of health insurance. You know that if you don't have health insurance, you are in trouble. True or not true? And that is why you hear people in Kenya calling me names, including the Zakayo you hear. Because, and I have said I don't mind being Zakayo. I don't mind. So long as we sort out our country, I have no problem. Are we together? So we want to make sure. And I have said that those who, let me put it this way, we are going to pay for health insurance on the basis of one's income. You know? The more you pay, the more you earn, the more you pay. And that is why we are saying those who cannot afford, we're going to make sure that the government of Kenya pays for them. We have said the people who are paying 500 shillings, we will do an assessment of their ability. And those whose assessment is lower, we will reduce that to about 300 shillings. And we are going to make sure that every citizen has access to health. I'm very proud of Susan Akomicha. She is in our midst, this girl here. She's doing a good job. And her team at the Ministry of Health. So we are working on that. We're going to sort out that health. If we sort out health, we sort out education, and we sort out agriculture and have enough food, we will begin the journey to spend less in that space by making sure that we reduce the cost of living. That is assignment number 2 that I have. Assignment number 3 is to create jobs. Because we have close to 5 million Kenyans who don't have jobs. Our own children, Kenyans out of school, Kenyans out of college, Kenyans out of university, and they don't have jobs. And you see, for a long time, we always said we are going to grow the economy, and then the economy is going to create jobs. This time round, we must be intentional. We must be deliberate on creating jobs. Yeah? Some of you here may have run away from Kenya because there was no job, because you didn't have a job. Many of you are, yeah? True or not true? Yes. So, we must be intentional. And how are we going to create jobs? Let me give you 5 ways we are planning to create jobs in Kenya. Because, and we want to be judged. You know, this story, kuongea tu hewa, and then there is nothing. Tunaelewana? So number 1, we are going to invest in infrastructure that creates jobs. One of them is housing. Yeah? Already, as I talk to you, there are 140,000 Kenyans today who work in our housing sector who did not have jobs a year ago. It is my intention that by the third year, we will have 500,000 Kenyans working in that space. And we will also create 1 million homeowners in the next 5 years. And among those homeowners are you guys who are seated here. Yeah, among those 1 million homeowners is the guys who are seated here. And so, that space, when I talk about housing, we're talking about engineers, we are talking about architects, we are talking about quantity surveyors, we're talking about electricians, we're talking about plumbers, we're talking about transporters, we're talking about that whole space has jobs, right? Number two, you had peers here, Tanui talk about the digital space. That digital space has another almost 1 million jobs. And it is the reason why, if you read our manifesto, we said that we are going to have 100,000 kilometers of fiber optic backbone around Kenya. Every ward in Kenya is going to have an ICT hub. Because that space of digital jobs is a real space that can give us opportunities for Kenyans to work. Last week, I'm not talking about last year, I'm not talking about last month, I'm talking about last week. I was in RUTO, where we were commissioning a BPO that is going to hire 5,000 Kenyans. One BPO. The same facility, and they're going to be doing online jobs. That particular BPO by CCI has JetBlue, AT&T, all American companies. Kenyans will be working from RUTO for American companies here. That same company in the next 2 years will be hiring 20,000 Kenyans. That one company called CCI. And we have many of them who we are working with so that we can create those spaces, not just in Nairobi, not just in RUTO, but all the other towns in Kenya. Because in the admission of the director of CCI, he said that working with Kenyans, they work in many countries, but they have the best human capital in Kenya. So while others have gold and what, we have the best jewel that anyone can have, our human capital. And we must leverage on it to drive our economy. Number three, you heard my peers here talk about this, what she's doing with the diaspora. We are in the process of signing 19 bilateral labor agreements with different countries. We just concluded a bilateral labor agreement with Germany. Rosalind was in Germany. Are we done? We are done. Yes. And they have promised us 250,000 jobs. We have 19 others that we are negotiating. I am very happy that you have given me an assignment that when I meet President Joe Biden of America, you have told me you want H1A and H1B and others. Okay? That's Kwani mlikuwa mnafikiri nimekuja hapo kufanya nini? Na mnajua mimi si mtalii. Si mmenipatia assignment. Sasa hiyo ndio kazi nimekujia. Are we together? And we want to work together so that the best asset that we have as a country, our human capital, we can use it to drive the economy of our country, and we can use it to make sure that citizens have incomes and they can run their affairs. So that is another assignment that I have with many other countries to make sure that because we have the best human capital, let us deploy it. Let us make sure that we have those opportunities. On that subject of creating jobs, number 4, as you are all aware, I'm going to be having a conversation with Congress on the Africa Growth and Opportunities Act, what we call AGOA. Today, we export $500 million, which is about 60-70 billion of products into the US. I will be pushing for the renewal of AGOA, and I will also be pushing for STEEP, the Strategic Trade and Investment Partnership, so that we can have a bigger share, quota-free, duty-free to the American market. As I talk to you here today, I was in Athi River. I think that was with the ambassador of the US. We were in Athi River because there are 5 other companies that are coming to Kenya with 25,000 jobs in the space of apparels. And these good governors will tell you, we now have, and I was with the governor of Machakos, she's here. Yes, Wavinya is here. We were in that space about a month ago. And we now have 6 new special economic zones. We've just gazetted 6 new special economic zones, so that it is not the EPZ in Athi River alone. We will now have an EPZ in Busia, in Eldoret, in Nakuru, in Kirinyaga, in Mombasa, and we are exploring, CS Miano is working with other governors so that we can have enough special economic zones for us to enhance our exports. Those spaces will be for us to create more jobs. So, I'm asking you, good people, because I can talk to you for long, but I'm asking you, as you hustle here in a great country, remember that you have a home to build, and let us work together in making sure that we build that home. Hiyo kazi tutafanya pamoja. Nyinyi mko tayari tufanye hiyo kazi jameni? Let me conclude by saying that I think those are the things I wanted to say. Let me also say this one more thing, that actually 2 more things. That for us to be able to do this, we must develop 2 things. We must develop a culture of saving so that we reduce on the money that we borrow. Let me tell you this. We spend close to 800 billion shillings every year in paying monies we borrowed from others. I wish we were paying that 800 billion to Kenyans who have saved, and we are borrowing their money to drive our economy. I promised you that we are going to change the way we are saving. You know, for a very long time, we were saving 200 shillings. A long time, since independence, until late last year, 200 shillings per month. Nyinyi mnajua shilingi 200? What can 200 shillings do? 200 shillings. Ati hata mimi rais, mina save 200 shillings. Hiyo ni ujinga. Ama ni nini hiyo? So I said we are going to change this. Today, you know, we had a big quarrel with many people, including Atwoli and others and who. But I told them, look, we must, let me put it this way. Kenya was rated among the countries that are almost at the bottom on matters age-old poverty. Because if you are saving 200 shillings, the day you retire, you will be paid 40,000 or 70,000. 70,000 within 2 weeks, your pesa imeisha, and you go straight into poverty and you die. So what have we done? We changed the law. Now every Kenyan is saving 6% of their earnings, and every employer is also paying 6% of their earnings. I am very confident that in the next 15 years, all the money we are borrowing, we will not be borrowing money from China and this other place and that other place. We will be borrowing money from our own savings. Nyinyi mnanielewa? Imagine for 60 years, we have only saved 320 billion. 60 years. Kwa sababu ya kusave 100, sijui 200, sijui ngapi. But the good news, in the next 4 years, maybe less, maybe 3 years and some months, we will have doubled the money we have saved for 60 years. We will double it in 3 years. We have increased. Mnataka mnisikize vizuri. We have increased our savings every month from 1.3 billion to 7.5 billion. And there is no miracles required, and there is no magic required. It's just firm, decisive, clear leadership, period. Hakuna miujiza inatakikana. We just need to make the right decisions. The other thing which I want you to help me with is to ask us as Kenyans, the responsibility to build Kenya is ours. We are the people responsible for Kenya. Kenyans are the people responsible for Kenya. This country, you have seen the roads in this. Si wao ndio sasa nyinyi mnafikiri ati Kenya itajengwa na wa Chinese ama itajengwa na wa Marekani? Sisi ndio tutajenga. So tafadhali, you people who have a payslip here, payslip yenu iko na mlolongo ya taxes ama hakuna? Na ni fupi ama ni mrefu? Alafu si mlolongo ya taxes ni mrefu hapa. That is how you build a country, my friends. You don't build a country because of debts. Ati kukopa hapa na kukopa pale. You build your country using your own taxes. So muniite Zakayo, muniite nini, lakini tulipe tax, tujenge Kenya. Ama mnasemaje? Tuko pamoja? So tafadhali mwambieni wale ndugu zetu wako nyumbani, mwambie hapa mnalipa tax. Na mnalipa tax kwa nchi ambayo si yenu. Ama? Yes. So tufanye hivyo, so that I want to say it is the most patriotic thing to do. It is the biggest defense you have for your independence, is to pay tax and build your country. The assurance I have given the people of Kenya is that their money must be safe. Their money must be used for what it is intended to do. It is even the reason why 2 weeks ago I operationalized the Public Benefits Organizations Act, so that we can get more people even from the civil society wakuja wa supervise wakora, so that kama kuna wakora huko ndani watangazwe, tuwapeleke kotini na tuwafunge, so that Kenya iweze kusonga mbele. That's what I'm saying. Mumenielewa? Hivyo ndio mimi nataka tusaidiane tuchenge Kenya jameni. Tutasaidiana hivyo? Yes, that's how we are going to have a country. That's how we are going to build Kenya. And that is my mission in this great country. I just promise you, mimi nataka niwaahidi tu kitu kimoja. I will make you guys proud. Hiyo ndafanya bidii. Ndasukumana kabisa na hii kibarua, ndasukumana mbaya sana. So otherwise I want to say to appreciate the invitation by President Joe Biden and the American people to me. I know it's a great honor that I become an African state, head of state to receive such an invitation in almost 2 decades. It shows the strength of the partnership between Kenya and the US, and it also demonstrates the respect that the US has in the people of Kenya. And therefore, I want to say I am very proud that I am here this evening. If you find me a bit not very coherent, it is 4 a.m. at home. Sasa naongea lala, lakini kwa sababu naona hata nyinyi mmeng'ang'ana, mmekuja kwa wingi, and I am told you've come from different towns. I really, really want to appreciate that you have found time to come and share these moments with me. And I want to assure you that as a team, we're going to work hard. We're going to make sure that we make a difference in our country. So, and we need your support. Maybe we are beginning to the early stages. Maybe in a year or so, we might have an opportunity to have a diaspora bond, so that you people can invest. Sindio? Already you know the Nairobi Stock Exchange, if you don't have the news, it was the least performing, but today it is the best performing in the world, Nairobi Stock Exchange. So kama uko na marupurupu kidogo, utajua vile ya kufanya. Sindio? There is a good investment opportunity back at home. So otherwise, I know many of the other issues will be answered by Roslyn and her team at the Diaspora Department. They're doing a good job. I know many of you consular services, I know sometimes you ask about taxation back at home. I want to assure you that the law in Kenya today gives you a tax rebate. If you are paying taxes in America, those taxes you pay here we will not require you to pay at home. You will, because we do not want to tax a Kenyan twice. If you have paid here, you cannot pay there. That is how we have changed the law. But we want you to come home so that you can come and pay taxes at home so that we can. So otherwise, I am truly grateful for the moments that we have shared today. I can answer one or two questions because I know there is a meal before us, and I am hungry and sleepy. So you can see that combination is not very good. So, but I can take maybe one gentleman and one lady some questions. Yes, there is a gentleman there in a maroon shirt and a nice tie. You can say something. And then the lady, you are not a lady, there is a lady there, yes. Stand up, lady there. You can stand up, madam, yeah. Haya, uliza maswali, boss.
Mr. President, I'm honored to be in your presence. My name is Tom Mongosi. I am from New York. But I am a very, how can I say, I'm a diaspora farmer. In that, I mean, I do a lot of acreages in Narok for wheat. But I know, I'm not too sure, but I know it came to your attention that this planting season, I lost over 250,000 on fake fertilizer, which was sold to us by the National Cereal and Produce Board. So from your office and from the ministry that is standing in for agriculture, as farmers, we are suffering on this end of getting things that really, I'm not sure if the government knows or the government has party to it or what it is that you need to tell us as farmers, because I'm trying to fight for my refund of all the almost 100 bags I got for fake fertilizer.
I will answer you right away. Number one, we asked every farmer who bought fertilizer that was finally identified not to be good to register, and 7,000 farmers registered. And already we have started compensation of every farmer. You will get equivalent fertilizer without having to pay. Every farmer. That is number one. That is number one. And number two, we have taken the managing director of Cereals Board and all his team. They are now waiting for prosecution. We have already sent them out of office, and we are going to deal with them firmly and conclusively. Are we together? So we will not only refund you, we will not only give you, replace your fertilizer, but we are also going to deal with the crooks. Yes, let me, the lady.
I want to tell you, thank you so much for coming to Atlanta, Georgia. We are very excited to have you here. To introduce myself, my name is Jonelle Carol Menifee. It's my mother and partner, Carol Menifee, and we represent Solar Time USA, and we have a company in Kenya called Nice Solar Time Kenya, and our focus is mainly solar.
Excuse me, madam. Your English is a bit. Can you try Kiswahili? Maybe. ama kidogo upunguze the twang imenipita kidogo. I'm sorry.
we're very interested in rural development when it relates to farmers, when it relates to underdeveloped communities. Is that slow enough? Just want to understand your administration's program for last mile connectivity and making sure that as Kenya develops, it doesn't leave the rural community behind.
Are you talking about electricity?
That too.
What was What? Okay. Sorry, I had to get some translation. I now know what you want. It is true. It is true that we have a program on electricity and the last mile connectivity. And it's a program that we have worked on for the last 10 years. And in fact, in 2013, the number of households that were connected to electricity were 2.3 million. Today, we have 10 million households connected to electricity. And this year, in our budget this year, we have 12 billion shillings that is going to go towards that program of last mile connectivity. I agree with you that is a very important program, and it gives us an opportunity to connect more homes, especially now that we are moving into a digital space. We are digitizing government services, and therefore it is necessary for citizens to have means of charging gadgets that they can use to access government services. So we have a plan, as I have told you, that's already funded in our budget. So, and forgive me if I didn't understand hapo Kiingereza yako ndio imenichanganya kidogo, lakini ni sawa. There is another lady there. Let me listen to the lady in blue and a nice hairstyle.
Good evening. Thank you very much, Mr. President, and Her Excellency, the First Lady. All protocols are observed. My name is Mbula Musau. I'm from Nairobi, Kenya. I'm very happy to be here in Atlanta with the coffee delegation. I work in coffee. And I was very happy to hear you talk about the reduction of imports of certain products that Kenya imports. And I'm here just to, I know that you're doing a lot of work on coffee reforms in Kenya, and we truly appreciate you. We're supportive of the power that's going back to farmers and to growers so that they can earn more from what God has endowed us in coffee. Now my question is, would there be additional ways of getting Kenya to reduce on the imports of the low quality coffees? Kenya has been a dumping ground of low quality coffees from around the world, which sometimes stifles our internal market, making us unable to counter or negotiate because all the prices are basically pushed on us. Is there any way to help us be able to improve our local market, even as we look at AfCFTA? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Three things that we are doing. Number one, in the next cabinet meeting that I'm going to have, we will be approving a write-off of 6 billion Kenya shillings for coffee farmers so that we can reduce debts on coffee farming. Number two, if you look at our budget this year, Kimani Ichung'wah, who is here with me, will tell you we have another 2 billion shillings that we have put for cherry fund to support farmers where they can have an intervention as they wait for auctions that will give them the correct price, because our intention is to push the money that is available to farmers beyond 100 shillings per kilo. So that is the next assignment that we are working on. Number 3 is that we're going to be working on incentives to make sure that our coffee, our premium coffee, is marketed appropriately, efficiently, globally, because we have some of the best coffee anywhere in the world. So those are the 3 things we are doing in the coffee space. Thank you very much, Mbula. We have a gentleman in a bishop. We have a bishop there. Please, 1 minute, Bishop.
Yes, Your Excellency, thank you very much. A year ago, I wrote a book about you, and my efforts to present this book to you have been fruitless.
Okay.
Kindly allow me to present it to you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you very much.
It is a profile in humility, hard work, and resilience. Mr. President, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much, Bishop. Okay, let me take from that desk there, maybe. Yes, but the lady. The lady. We exchange men and women like that. We must be gender sensitive. Okay, there is a lady there. She will be the last one. Yes.
First of all, I want to say thank you so much. We see your work. We see you traveling, and I'm so proud of you. My name is Irene Masai. I'm from Eldoret. I just want to touch on 2 things. I feel there has been a higher rate of women that have been killed. We see it on social media. Is there something that you are putting forward to kind of prevent like gender-based violence? And also about if you see less women have resources on their name, is there an office that can help that more than men? And another thing is disability. My friend wanted to ask that. I can give him.
Okay, you have no authority to hand over the microphone to somebody. Let me answer Madam Masai there. Yes, there has been at some point an upsurge of femicide in Kenya, and we took steps as government to make sure that facilities, especially Airbnb facilities that were the main epicenter of that exercise, we've put in new regulations to demand that such facilities must have a record of who frequents, who uses those facilities, so that we can, and we've also insisted that there must be CCTV cameras to make sure that it is clear and known who is using what facilities. Ever since we took the steps as government to secure those places, and also we have sensitized citizens to make sure that they don't deal with people who they don't know who they are. We have since seen a reduction of those incidences, and we are trying to see how we can profile women better. In fact, last week on Friday, I presided, Wednesday. Last week on Wednesday, I presided over a pass-out parade of our military. And we had, for the first time, the highest ever women who graduated as military officers, 1,020 women. We also want to populate the security space with women so that they can genderize security and make sure that we facilitate more women to play a role in that space. And finally, I have a gender advisor in my office at the level of at the level actually of minister in my office, and we are working together to see how we can influence policy, we can change programs to make sure that they are gender sensitive because it is, in any case, a requirement of our Constitution. Thank you very much. Okay. I don't want to be... this gentleman has put up his hand from the beginning. Give him a mic. This good gentleman. Yes. And please, just one question.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. I'm a diasporan who's been here for 4.5 years, straight from Kenya. Having gone through the education system in Kenya, I'm proud owner of an edtech company employing over 10 people in Kenya, who has graduated over 70 Kenyan students, thanks to the support of the ambassador office and the educational attaché and everyone. Now, my question is, I'm doing coding for kids, and I'm proposing that, if possible, AI be part of the system. But again, I have an investor who decided to donate computers to take to the county. And so the problem is, I'm told that even at the extent of trying to support my people back home, I have to pay taxes for the computers that have been donated to us. So the question is, I know you talk about paying taxes, right? Do you have to pay for the donations that are going to support our people so that somebody in the village somewhere, Karachunyo, where I come from, can also have opportunity to be standing and talking to us like I do? Thank
you. Okay. Now, I know that we run into trouble with donations all the time, and even for hospitals and even for other facilities. The trouble is, when we change the law, actually not the law, when we change the Constitution, it removes any power. Originally, the Minister for Finance had power to waive taxes for certain categories. Unfortunately, when that power was abused, when we made the new 2010 Constitution, that power was actually removed from anybody. Is that correct, Mr. Ichung'wa? Yes. Can you help me answer that question? Give him a mic so that he can tell you, because this gentleman is not only the leader of majority, he was our chairman of the budget committee. Mr. Ichung'wa?
Thank you, Excellency. It's indeed true that the Constitution does not allow the minister now the latitude to amend any tax laws. That can only be done by the institution of Parliament through the famous finance bill. So if there was any exemption that would be given, it would only come through the legislation, through an institution, not an individual.
So that's the trouble we have for now. Well, maybe it was an overkill by the makers of the Constitution of Kenya, but they wanted to protect abuse of those powers that were being used to favor individuals from friends and things like those. So that is the trouble we have with that. But that should not discourage you from doing what you have to do, and we will see maybe PS Tanui and your team. You may want to see what can we do to facilitate people who want to assist us. The other problem that we also have is we have a big challenge also of e-waste. So we will have a problem if we bring computers that after a year or so will be obsolete, and then it becomes our problem to dispose them. So hapo iko kuchanganyikiwa kidogo, so we will know how to deal with it. Sasa nyinyi kwani tutalala hapa ama tutafanya namna gani? Tulale hapa? So who will huyu mrembo amesimama hapa na kofia. Amesimama for long. And then who else is going? Let me take two. The gentleman behind there and that other gentleman behind there, finito. Yes, madam. Okay. Iko watu bahali yake ya bandera pande hiyo. Haya. Madam.
So thank you very much, Your Excellency, for this opportunity. My question, kindly, I would like to direct to the CEO for Safaricom. I don't know whether he's still around, Mr. Ndegwa.
Mr. Ndegwa, are you here? Yes, Ndegwa is right there.
So now, my name is Washeke, and I'm the founder of Data Networks Learning. Data Networks Learning is a tech bootcamp registered in Arizona, and we are training currently on, the tech courses in analytics, in analytics with machine learning, data engineering, business analysis, and artificial intelligence. So we are training globally, Mr. Ndegwa, and my question is, regarding those students who are training online from Kenya, is there a way that maybe Safaricom can give them the corporate exposure, maybe through internship, and then from those internships, maybe they can gain the right technical skills to be even absorbed by the market? So I've kindly directed this question to Mr. Ndegwa, being the CEO of one of the biggest ICT company in Africa. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Ndegwa, you have some, let me say the following, just to contextualize what my sister is saying, and even in what Ndegwa is going to say. The tech space, you all know that space is a space where Kenya has a lot of traction. We have a lot of innovators. We have a lot of creatives in that space. And just for your information, among the agreements we are going to be signing day after tomorrow is a $1 billion investment by Microsoft in Naivasha for a data center. Yeah, for a data center that is not only going to be used by Kenya, but by the region, working with G42, which is a UAE company. So the space around tech, we are really ahead, but I don't want to, Peter, you can.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Your Excellency. So a couple of things. So I think it's I think first I want to acknowledge that the President is the biggest supporter in terms of driving ICT as the accelerator for our economic and social development in the country. And part of that is actually developing talent. So very happy we've partnered with about 15 companies to get internships, training, or in the areas you are talking about. Happy to and also for any diaspora who is in this area, we are very, very happy to support the actual skill building in this area as part of our own social and economic support of a very, very important part. In any case, they will benefit our organizations and our country.
Thank you very much. I am informed that we have run out of time. So I want to say to all of you, you guys are very good. Asante sana. God bless you. And I love you guys very much. God bless.
Eliud Nisoi, a police officer attached to DCI Nakuru North, by his order to detain the suspects, namely David Mwangi. So are they granted or not granted? I cannot tell you, Honor. According to the order, there is not stamped. I've not asked you about the stamping. I'm asking you to read the order. To enable, so it says it goes ahead to be detained at Bahati Police Station for 7 days to enable the investigator complete investigation. So are they granted? Goes ahead and says, even under my hand and seal. Are they granted? Your Honor, I cannot comment on this. You will comment whether they were granted. What does the order say? I assume that you have been to school, yes? Yes, Your Honor. And by the way, what is your level of education? Your Honor, what's your level of education? I'm a bachelor's degree holder. And you confirm that you are a bachelor, yes? Yes. You convince yourself that you're one? I am, Your Honor. In fact,
Okay.
I'm a
So what does that
honors
plain
person.
reading of English language? What does it say?
Your Honor, as a person,
I'm not asking you to explain. What does the order say? That the orders were granted for 7 days. Yes.
for me, Your Honor, to
It's
make
not about you.
it to know that it was granted. I know, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor, I have read. Yes.
So, thank you, Anna. Were the orders granted by the court or not granted for 7 days?
Your Honor, I don't see.
You are not a document examiner, are you?
I am not a document examiner.
So don't examine the document. That is not your role for this day. Your role is to testify. And that question must be answered if you have to move on. Were the orders granted or not granted?
I do not know, Your Honor.
I put it to you that the orders were granted. Has Mr. Misoi announced the granting of those orders?
I do not know.
Has he recorded any statement or any complaint that judicial documents have been forged?
I do not. I'm not aware, Your Honor.
Are you disputing the authenticity of that document? Are you disputing the authenticity?
Without a
Are you or are you not? I just need a yes or a no answer.
I do not
Are
know
you
whether.
disputing the authenticity of the document? Yes or no?
Your Honor, without a judicial
I'm asking a simple question again, Mr. Witness.
I will dispute because it
You are disputing.
Yes, Your Honor.
So that's a forgery according to you, correct? Therefore, I put it to you that the orders were granted. Look at the charge sheet. Look at the charge sheet. When is the offense alleged to have occurred?
Your Honor, the first charge is on diverse dates between 11th May 2023 and 18th May 2023.
On the 18th, on the 15th day of 2023, where were the accused persons? Were they?
They were in custody, Your
They
Honor.
were in custody. Yes. On the 16th of May, where were they?
They were in custody, Your Honor.
On the 17th of May, where were they?
I'm not aware of
Where
that.
were they on the 17th of May?
I'm not aware of that.
But you are aware that on the 16th they were in custody, correct?
But I can state.
Excuse me, Mr. Witness.
Your Honor.
You are aware that on the 16th they were in custody of the police, correct?
On 12th, Your Honor, that's when I ended interaction with this.
When were they arraigned in court?
On 15th.
On the 15th.
Yes, Your Honor.
When were they charged with this offense?
20th.
On the 20th.
Yes, Your Honor.
Look at the charge sheet. When does the charge sheet indicate that they were arrested?
Of arrests.
Yes?
Arrest 18th May 2023.
When does it indicate they were arrested?
There is an entry for 12th May 2023 and also another entry for 18th May 2023.
So on the 13th of May 2023, where were the accused persons?
Must have been in custody, Your Honor.
And then on the 14th?
Also must have been in custody.
On the 15th?
They must have been in custody also.
On the 16th?
Also in custody, Your
All the way to the 18th, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So they were committing that offense of organizing this crime while they were still in the police custody, correct?
There is no way they could have done
Thank you.
so.
Now, when you speak about organizing of this crime, what organizations were they involved in?
Your Honor, after
What organization walikuwa wanapanga namna gani?
Your Honor, when we visited the homestead, we found them asleep, Your Honor.
You found them asleep.
Yes, Your Honor.
Were they organizing that offense while they were still asleep?
No, Your Honor.
And when was this organization being done? Was it done on the 12th, on the 13th, or the 18th? When was it done? Which specific days were these offenses organized to have been done?
I cannot tell Your Honor because I was not the investigating officer in this matter.
But you were there, correct?
Yes, I was there.
And you saw them being arrested and apprehended and being detained, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So were they doing it while they were still in police custody?
No, Your Honor.
And who are these people that committed this offense between the 12th, the 11th to the 18th? Is it the first 8 that were arrested or accused number 10 to 12?
Your Honor, the investigating officer would be
that's a question for you. I know what was the investigating officer.
Yes,
this is me asking you to answer me.
Come again with the question, Your Honor.
So, among the 12 accused individuals,
yes,
who committed this offense?
As per the I will answer as
who
per the
committed
charge that
this
it's
offense?
indicated as accused number 1 to accused number 12.
So, what role did the first accused person undertake in the organization of the execution of this offense?
I cannot tell you, Your Honor.
What of accused number 2?
I can't tell you, Your Honor.
What of accused number 3?
I can't tell you, Your Honor.
What of accused number 4?
I can't tell you, Your Honor.
Number 5? The
same, Your Honor.
Number 6?
The same.
Number 7?
The same, Your Honor.
8?
I can't tell you, Your Honor.
9?
I can't tell you.
10?
I can't
11?
I can't tell.
12?
I can't tell you, Your Honor.
Do you have any evidence to indicate that they were involved in that particular arrangement or organization?
Also, Your Honor, it's for the investigating officer.
Do you have or you don't have?
I don't have, Your Honor.
The charge, the particulars speak that the grounds were identified. Yes, can you see that? Reasonable grounds were identified as members of an outlawed organized criminal group to wit Mongi. Can you see that position?
Yes, particulars of count 1, Your Honor.
Yes?
Yes.
On that particular day,
yes,
did you identify them as members of the Mongiki?
I did not personally, Your Honor.
Did you not?
No, Your Honor.
Who identified them as members of the Mongiki?
It's the investigating officer, Your Honor.
The IO?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes?
Yes.
Were you present when the IO identified them?
They said that's the files.
Yes, on the 12th.
No,
the charge raised to the 11th.
I was present on the 12th.
You are present on the 12th?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes?
Yes.
What identification led you to concluding that these are members of Mongiki?
It's the IO's.
Don't tell me about the IO, Mr. Witness.
Your Honor.
Please.
I've still
we know
Your
what
Honor,
the IO.
Yes.
What identification marks, insignias, or anything that were used to identify these as the members of Mongiki?
Had I been the IO, Your Honor, I could
you
have
do not know.
I do not know, Your Honor.
Thank you. Look at count number 2.
Number 2. It's engaging in organized criminal activities.
Yes. But even before we go to count number 2, also confirm that count number 2, the first accused person is one John Maina Jenga, correct?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Confirm. Read the particulars.
For count 2, Your Honor, it reads particulars of the offense. Number 1.
No, don't read the name. Just read on 12th.
On 12th May 2023 at Wanyoro area in Nakuru North sub-county within Nakuru County, jointly with others not before court, were found in possession of records likely to be useful to a person preparing to commit a serious crime involving an organized criminal group to which Mongiki.
Who are these who are arrested in possession of these records? The accused person, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was Mr. Jenga there, the first accused person?
No, Your Honor, he was not present on 12th.
Was he in possession of any document?
No, Your Honor.
What of the rest of the accused persons? Who among the remaining 11 were in possession of those documents?
Your Honor, I can't tell.
Who among the 11?
I cannot tell, Your Honor.
You cannot tell?
Yes.
Do you understand what the word possession means?
Yes, Your Honor.
What does it mean?
To be in touch with or to have.
Yes. Would I be correct to say that possession also means to be in control of something?
Yes, it can also.
Yes. Is there any one of these accused persons who was in control of those documents?
I cannot tell you.
Where were the documents discovered from?
Your Honor, the documents were among the notebooks were discovered from the other buildings that were not present.
Were you there when the discovery was being done?
For the documents, no, Your Honor.
Yes.
In the, as I was in the other rooms.
What was so unique and so offensive about these documents and these records? What do those records contain?
I do not know, Your Honor.
Yes? You do not know. And the statement says records likely to be useful to a person preparing to commit a serious crime, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
How are they to be used?
I do not know, Your Honor.
Yes? And then you say the charge says engaging in organized criminal activities. Yes?
Yes, Your Honor.
How are they engaging? How are the accused persons engaging?
Your Honor, I can't tell.
You cannot tell.
Yes.
Which criminal activities are they engaged in?
From the charge sheet,
which criminal activity?
I cannot tell which.
You cannot tell.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. Again, when did this take place?
This is on 12th May, Your Honor.
At what time?
There is no indication of time.
Yes?
Yes.
At what time did this take place?
There is no indication of time as per the
yes. If I put it to you,
yes, Your Honor,
that it took place presumably at 16 hours. Yes?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where were the accused persons at that time?
1600 hours of 12.
Yes.
They were in custody.
They were in custody. Yes. They also have committed that offense?
No, Your Honor.
Look at count number 3.
Count number 3 is also engaging in organized criminal activities.
Yes, and what are the particulars?
Particulars after the names are on 11th May 2023 at Wanyororo area in Nakuru North sub-county within Nakuru County, jointly with others not before court, attended a meeting whose purpose was for encouraging support.
Thank you.
Organized.
Where did you get this? When did you go to the compound?
On 12th morning, Your Honor.
Yes? Did you carry out any investigations on the 11th? Or were they carried out?
Must have been carried out.
I'm not asking what you must. I'm asking what you know.
I did not.
Yes?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, who was there on the 11th to witness these allegations?
I do not know, Your Honor.
Yes? Do you have any other witness other than the police officers who can testify before this court that on the 11th they attended that meeting?
I do not know, Your Honor, because I do not carry on in this.
Are you aware where the meeting took place?
No, Your Honor.
Are you aware of what time the meeting took place?
No, Your Honor.
Are you aware of who attended the meeting?
No, Your Honor.
Are you aware of who had called for the meeting?
No, Your Honor.
And when you speak about encouraging support, what exactly do you, the police officers, mean? What sort of encouragement? Was it a motivational talk? Perhaps?
I can't tell you, Honor. I did not draft a charge sheet.
Yes. So what do you understand by the terminology engaging?
Taking part.
Yes, encouraging, sorry.
Encouraging.
Yes.
Encouraging is to give them
moral support. Moral support. Who among the 12 of them was giving each other the moral support? Yes? 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 Yes, witness?
I do not know, Your Honor.
Do you have any evidence before this court that you are aware of? Because you got some briefing in the morning. You got briefed properly in the morning by the DPP, correct?
By the DCIO.
You got briefed, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And therefore you briefed you on what was awaiting you today, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So did he brief you whether he has witnesses to come and testify that they were encouraged?
No, Your Honor.
State?
No, Your Honor.
Yes?
No.
Is there any one of the 12 accused persons whom we can pinpoint that witnessed him encouraging?
No, Your Honor.
Count number 4?
Count number 4. On number 4 is still the same charge of engaging in organized criminal activities.
Yes. Read the particulars.
Particulars now is one individual, John Maina Njenga Kamunya, on 11th May 2023 at Wanyororo area in Nakuru North sub-county within Nakuru County, jointly with others not before court, addressed a meeting whose purpose was for encouraging support.
Addressed a meeting?
Addressed a meeting.
Yes?
Yes, Your Honor.
Whom was he addressing?
I do not know, Your Honor.
Yes? When was he addressing?
As per the charge sheet, it's 11th May 2023.
Where was he addressing?
At Wanyororo.
Yes?
Yes.
Where exactly? I understand that you reckon that Wanyororo is either a ward or a village or something. What is it? What is Wanyororo?
It's an area within Nakuru North Sub-County.
In terms of administration, is it a ward, a village, a constituency, or what is it?
Must be a ward, Your Honor.
It's a ward, yes? So where exactly was he addressing, and are you able to tell the approximate
I cannot
square meter?
I cannot say.
Or square kilometer?
No, Your Honor.
But it's a ward, correct?
I presume it's a ward, Your Honor.
With a representative, correct?
It's within Nakuru North, so I presume it's a ward.
Yes? So where was he addressing this meeting from?
I cannot tell, Your Honor.
Yes? Who was being addressed?
I cannot tell, Your Honor.
What time was he addressing?
I also cannot tell, Your Honor.
Yes? Which language did he use to address this meeting?
I cannot tell, Your Honor.
Look at count number 5. Just read the particulars.
Count number 5 also is in reference to John Maina Njenga on 11th May 2023 at Wanyororo area in Nakuru North Sub-County within Nakuru County, jointly with others not before court, invited the names of 8 people to a meeting whose purpose was to provide instructions connected with Mandela.
Invited to a meeting, correct?
Yes.
Who caused this invitation?
As per the charge sheet, it indicates John Maina Njenga, Your Honor.
Were you there on the 11th?
No, Your Honor.
Yeah? Have you read the statement that has been recorded by the IO?
No, Your Honor.
Yeah?
No.
What of that of Mr. Langat? Have you read the statement?
No, Your Honor.
Whom did he invite? Are you aware?
As per the charge sheet, it indicates 8 people.
Yes. How did he invite them?
I do not know, Your Honor.
When did he invite them?
I do not know, Your Honor.
Where did he invite them to?
I do not know.
Yes? And when you speak about this meeting, do you have any evidence to indicate that a meeting actually took place?
I do not have, Your Honor.
Yes?
I do not have.
So this is all guesswork and fabrication of charges, correct?
I can't comment because I do not have charges.
Do you find yourself useful to this trial? If all what you are saying is that I do not know, I cannot confirm, do you find yourself useful for the purpose of aiding the state case?
Yes, Your Honor, since I stated on the part I played, Your Honor.
Yes. But you discovered this evidence to support these offenses, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And therefore you cannot link yourself from the charge sheet, correct?
I'm not linking myself, Your Honor.
Yes.
Yes, but I'm stating with the role I play.
So do you still find yourself and a worthy witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
So let's look at count number 6.
Count number 6.
Yes, what is the charge and what are the particulars?
Engaging in organized criminal activities.
Yes.
The particulars are that it names 8 people.
Yes. What happened on that day?
With others not before court.
Yes.
To hold a meeting.
Provided for?
To hold a meeting whose purpose is connected with. This is count number 6, Your Honor.
Yes, count number 6. Who is being charged?
John Maina Njenga, Your Honor.
What is the particulars?
It's that on the 11th May.
He provided, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
A place for holding a meeting, correct?
Yes.
When was this?
This is on 11th May 2023.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
And go back to the first charge sheet, the first holding count. When does it say the offense occurred?
This is on 11th May 2023 and 18th May 2023.
Have you seen all those charges that I have read to you, any count that relates to the 18th, to the date between the 18th, the 11th, the 18th? Yes?
11th?
Yes?
11th, 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 11th.
Have you seen any offense that occurred on the 13th?
I do not see, Your Honor.
14th?
I do not see, Your Honor.
15th?
I do not see.
16th?
I do not see.
17th?
I do not see.
18th? Yes?
I do not see other dates.
So, back to count number 6.
Yes, Your Honor.
The allegation is that Mr. Maina Njenga provided his home or his for use by the 6 individuals. Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
So the 8 individuals, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
In which manner did he provide it? Make it available?
I do not know, Your Honor.
Yes. Do you know who is the registered proprietor of that property?
No, Your Honor.
Which part of his home did he exactly give?
I cannot say, Your Honor.
Yes.
I cannot say.
When did he make this available to the people?
I also cannot say, Your Honor.
You still find yourself worthy witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Let's number 7. Number 7 is
engaging in organized criminal activities contrary to section. The particulars are that John Maina Njenga on 11th May 2023 at Wanyoro area in Nakuru North, sub-count within Nakuru County, jointly with others not before court, permitted your home for use by, it names the 8 persons.
So the offense here is that of permitting his home to be used for purposes,
for use. Yes.
How did he permit it?
I can't say, Your Honor.
Yes? Was it an express permission or an implied one?
I cannot say, Your Honor.
Yeah? Any evidence to indicate that he had authorized and given consent?
I do not have such evidence.
Yes? Yes?
I do not have such evidence, Your Honor.
Do you think that the IO has any evidence of that nature?
You must have, Your Honor.
Must have it. Look at the statement by the IO. Do you know who the IO?
This way, Your Honor.
I guess you have his picture, correct?
The caliber of the ammunition collected, Your Honor.
The caliber means the millimeters and all that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Right.
And
so it is not important for you to identify them with their serial numbers or the manufacturer's identifications.
It's also important.
It is important. Yes. Was that done? Do you have your inventory? Was that done? Look at the inventory. Was that done?
It indicates 3 rounds of 9mm blanks.
Was the bullet identified by their manufacturer or by their serial number?
No, Your Honor.
What of? Is there a bullet that is identified in that character?
It's identified in millimeters in the caliber, Your Honor.
So are we able to tell where these bullets came from?
Yes, Your Honor, they were the ones that were inside the magazine, Your Honor.
Yes? Yes. So who serialized them this way? You can see there is a serial number. Identify whether that one has a serial number.
This one?
No.
This one?
Does that bullet have a serial number? Or blank ammunition, as you call it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes? Was it captured in the inventory? Was it captured in the inventory?
No, Your Honor.
What of this one? Was it captured?
No, Your Honor.
What of this one?
No, Your Honor.
Are they captured? Is it normal or something just usual? Or it was by design?
No, Your Honor. Normally we make it by caliber.
No. Here we're in a criminal case. We are not in an armory. We're not in a police station. We're not in an army barracks. We are in a plain court, a civilian court.
Yes, Your Honor.
A civilian court that needs to show that identification of these bullets came from Mr. Maina Njenga and Daudi, and that they were not planted along the way. How will the court be able to arrive to that conclusion in the absence of that? The judge is not a military officer. The magistrate is not a police officer. The magistrate is a layman in those issues.
Yes, Your Honor.
Just like I am. So how will the magistrate be able to identify that these bullets came from Mr. Maina Njenga?
Your Honor, the statement of the...
No, how is he able to identify? How? At a juaji?
By the caliber, Your Honor.
Yes. So how many bullets or ammunition bears that type of caliber?
There are numerous, Your Honor.
Millions and millions, correct?
Yes.
Therefore, this could be part and part of the millions, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. But are you able to tell when they were fired?
Your Honor, maybe I can refer to the ballistics report.
You have it? The ballistic report. And noting
can I check as an elder to this young man? Then you have not been served with that. Do not start opening a Pandora's box. We objected something earlier, you cannot start making it
Correct.
opposite.
Do you have the ballistic report?
I have not served that in it.
You have it?
I have not seen you.
Was it produced before this court?
I am not aware, Your Honor.
Were you prepared in the morning when you were coming for this trial?
Prepared.
Were you briefed in the morning that you would come and testify on these examinations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Were you told whether or not the ballistic report was produced?
I was not told whether it was produced, but I was informed the
So who
firearm was taken for ballistics.
So this firearm,
Your Honor.
and before I go to the firearms, has it ever fired?
I do not know what the ballistics report says.
Has it
Your Honor.
ever fired?
I do not know, Your Honor.
Was it tested on that day by the officer?
At the scene, Your Honor?
Yes.
No, Your Honor.
So I'm just about to finish up with you. Look at charge number 10.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, what does it say?
Possession of imitation firearm, contract section
Who was
34(1).
found to be in possession of those imitation?
It's John Maina Njenga.
Yes.
Daudi Mwangi Jega.
When was he found to be in possession of that
This is on
imitation firearm?
12th May.
12th, when and what time?
On the 12th May 2023.
You confirm that Mr. Maina Jenga was found in possession of that imitation?
I'm not confirming so, Your Honor. I'm stating the charge.
So I'm asking, are you confirming that he was found in possession of that firearm?
As earlier stated, Your Honor, Mr. Njenga was not present.
What of Mr. Daudi?
Daudi was present, however, he was at the gate.
Was he found in possession?
No, Your Honor.
Yes? And where was this alleged pistol? Was it inside the pillow, stuck in the pillow, or on the pillow?
It was inside the pillowcase, Your Honor.
Inside?
Yes.
That means the pillow had some opening, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where is the pillow? Where is the pillow before this court? I'm not asking about the photos.
I do not have.
Was it discovered? Was it collected?
It was not collected.
Why didn't you collect it? A crucial piece of evidence to come identify where Mr. Maina Jenga and Mr. Daudi had hidden these ammunitions. You don't pick it. Where is it?
Your Honor, it was not collected.
It was not collected. Whose responsibility was it to collect, Mr. Maina Jenga or Mr. Daudi?
The investigating officer, Your Honor.
Investigating officer. Did he fail you? Do you feel let down?
The photographic evidence.
No, I'm not asking about the photographic evidence. The pillow.
Your Honor.
Where, do you know of where it could be?
I do not know, Your Honor.
Do you know one Mr. Kiru Lobun?
Yes, Your Honor.
Who is he to you?
He was he's an inspector, Your Honor.
Was he present during the time of the discovery?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did he witness the discovery of that fake ammunition?
Yes, Your Honor.
I will refer you to this paragraph. And you confirm that the thing was hidden inside the pillow.
Yes, Your Honor.
Right?
Yes.
Just read that paragraph where the lady will show you. And you confirm that he was present, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Just read, what did he say in this statement? Confirm whether that is...
And it was hidden...
Confirm whether that is a statement from that particular
officer. It's a statement of IP Akiru Lobun.
Is that a statement?
Of Planet Police Station. Yes, Your Honor.
When was it taken down?
On 17th May 2023.
On the 17th May. What is he saying?
The one you highlighted, it says, and it was hidden on the pillow.
On?
On the pillow.
You understand English, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
What does the word on mean?
Above.
Above. Yeah. So who between you and Mr. Ekuru is lying?
I'm not lying, Your Honor.
So your senior is lying, correct? All through, your seniors that were in charge of this trial have concocted lies and statements of untruthfulness, correct?
No, Your Honor.
So who between you and that officer is lying? You say it was inside,
yes,
says it was on.
It was inside the pillowcase.
So who between the two of you is lying? There must be one of you is either speaking the truth and the other one lying.
I'm speaking the truth, Your Honor.
So your colleague is now lying, correct?
I cannot comment. So
and that's why you never brought the pillow, because the pillowcase has never been an issue in this case, correct? You still feel competent enough?
Yes, Your Honor.
So who between the two of you is lying? You must answer me that question.
I'm not lying, Your Honor.
Who between the two of you is lying?
You must have erred in his recording of statement.
So he erred, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that error is a fundamental error, correct? Is a fundamental error in this case as to how and where the alleged gun was, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Give me this. Did you also look at the statement by Mr. And before I go to that, you said it was homemade.
Yes, Your Honor.
Who came to that conclusion that that was a homemade pistol?
With the appearance of the...
Not appearance. Who came with that conclusion that this is a homemade?
We generally, all of us who are present, Your Honor, came.
So who came up with that conclusion?
We all came up with a conclusion.
We all came up with a conclusion. How did you come up with that conclusion?
With the appearance of the said pistol, Your Honor.
The appearance of the said pistol.
You can tell that's not an actual firearm.
Yes. Was it capable of firing?
That's now.
Was it capable from the appearance? You have dealt with ammunitions and firearms, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
For example, if I may ask you whether that one is capable of firing, what would you say?
I would say, Your Honor,
what would you say in that respect if all factors were constant?
Unless for an opinion of an expert.
No, no, it's not. I don't want an expert. Yes. I'm asking for your general opinion as a police officer. Yes. Is that firearm capable of firing?
The chances that they are capable of firing are higher, Your Honor.
They are higher. What of the other one? Where is it? May I have it? Yes. What of that one? Just have a look at it. Yes. Does it have a trigger?
Eh?
Does it have a trigger?
It has a resemblance.
Does it have a trigger?
It has a resemblance.
I'm not asking the resemblance. Yes. Does it have a trigger? Can you trigger that thing?
From the appearance, Your Honor, you cannot.
You cannot trigger. Yes. What causes fire in that particular instrument?
A fire.
Can it discharge without triggering?
No, Your Honor.
It's a witness.
Your Honor.
You feel ashamed of yourself by going out there, collecting CBC materials and bringing them before this court? Do you feel pity for yourself?
Your Honor, I can't.
Do you feel pity for yourself? Yes or no?
I can't feel ashamed for something I didn't do.
Is this how Kenyans have paid you and employed you to do your job?
Your Honor, you're painting a picture.
Is that how and why Kenyans have employed you? To protect them, to maintain law and order. Is this how you do it?
Your Honor, our Kenyan
you
citizens.
Recall you being cross-examined on the question of accountability and transparency?
And integrity also, Your Honor.
And integrity.
Yes.
Is that thing capable of firing?
That's why we refer to
it Is it capable of firing in the absence of a trigger? Yes or no?
In the absence of a trigger, Your Honor, no.
So, what threat was it posing? And how was it to be used in the organization of this Mongeke thing? And who was to use it?
I do not know, Your Honor, who was to use it.
Yes, how was it to be used?
Your Honor, in most cases,
how was it to be used?
I do not know how was it to be used.
How was it to be applied?
I do not know, Your Honor.
Look at count number 6, number 9.
Possession of ammunitions.
Yes.
Without a firearm certificate.
Yes. Who is read the particulars? No, but number 9. Sorry, number 11. Sorry.
Number 11, Your Honor, is possession of government stores.
Yes.
Contract section 3
Government stores.
Yes.
Which were those government stores?
Says, Your Honor, on the 12th May 2023, at Kingo area in Joro sub-county within Nakuru County, was found in possession of government stores with military backpack.
Yes.
Trapped property.
Where is that government store?
I do not know, Your Honor.
Sorry, where is the government store? Can you give it to me? Yes, just give me all the items. See, excuse me, what are you doing there? You are not witnesses. Just give me all what was discovered. Please just get out of the evidence area. Tokeni hapo tafadhali. Hapa ni mahakamani, si police station. We want to see the evidence. So those items, where were they discovered from?
No, Your Honor, I'm interacting with them for the first time.
Yes?
Yes.
You cannot tell where they were discovered from.
No, Your Honor.
But you are here as a witness.
Yes, Your Honor.
To testify to all the charges that have been labeled against our clients, correct? Correct or not correct, Mr. Witness?
Correct, Your Honor.
And therefore you understand that our client is facing a charge of being in possession of garment store, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And therefore those are the stores that were in possession, yes?
Yes, Your Honor.
Which government? Which government is laying a claim to those items?
They are not branded.
Which government is laying a claim to those items? And what are they? Just identify them one by one. And you tell us where each was recovered, because you have been briefed. Okay, what are you holding on your right hand?
A pouch, military pouch.
A military pouch. Which military?
I cannot tell which military.
Who is laying a claim to that? Is anybody laying a claim?
I do not know, Your Honor.
Yes, number 2.
The strap.
Yes. What is it for?
All these things are.
And how is it government stores? You need some water?
I have water, Your Honor.
So how is that government stores? How is that item government stores, Mr. Witness?
Your Honor, with the appearance and the nature of military appearance.
How is it government stores? What identification have you placed on it to identify this as government stores?
I have not placed any identification.
And what is that?
Also a pouch.
Where was it discovered from?
I do not know, Your Honor.
And what is that?
Part of a strap.
Yes, and now, excuse me, just hold it. Usikuwe na haraka. Your motto. How is that government store?
It forms part of.
How is it government stores? How is that item government stores?
Forms part of this.
How is it government stores, Mr. Witness?
I can't tell you.
You can't tell. Next.
Lacks any engraving. Also, this pouch.
Yes. Which government is laying a claim on that one?
I did not show you.
Have you seen any record from any police station indicating that government has lost those items?
No, Your Honor.
Right. What is that?
Also watches.
How is it government stores and which government?
That's no writings, Your Honor.
Yes, which government?
I do not know, Your Honor.
Next. And even perhaps even just to expedite you.
Your Honor.
Confirm what are this, the next ones?
It's also straps, Your Honor.
Yes. I want to lead you somewhere, yes?
These are caps.
Yes.
And also a coach.
What are those? Just hold them. What are
caps?
What are caps? Let me see that. What is that?
It's a cap, military cap.
Military cap.
Yes, Your Honor.
Who puts on this one?
Normally worn by military officers.
Which military?
Even the
which military is laying a claim on these ones?
I do not know which.
Right? Now, have a look at your inventory. And lead us to where that is indicated or listed in your inventory. The inventory is there. You have been looking at it. You can be assisted. You are willing to assist before. Assist him now. Confirm that you're looking at an inventory, yes?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is the date of that inventory?
12th May, Your Honor.
12th of May.
Yes.
Who took out that inventory?
From the inventory, Your Honor, I don't see a reference to government stores.
No, I'm asking who took out that inventory? Is it one of your, who took it out?
Eric Wainaina.
Eric Wainaina.
Yes, Your Honor.
PW1, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
PW1, yes?
Yes.
What does that inventory relate to? Does it relate to this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Confirm whether or not the government stores are listed as part of what was discovered.
They are not listed, Your Honor.
Yes?
Yes.
So where did those ones come from?
I do not know. I'm interacting with them.
Where did they come from? You were there when the inventory was being written, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And how many inventories are on that particular document?
Two, the one referring to the previous one.
Yes? Yes?
Yes, Your Honor.
You confirm that there were discoveries that were made from a particular case? Yes?
Your Honor.
Yes?
Hizo, yes, Your Honor.
Zilitoka wapi katika hii kesi?
I cannot tell, Your Honor, because
how do those items relate to the proceedings before this court?
Your Honor, I'm being presented with an inventory.
Earlier on, when we want to show the witness the record of the black and the record out. Now it's required to sleep a big file. So you don't know what is showing. So maybe this as not as a witness or counsel, then what is showing the witness of the death. Because this is what we are talking about. The councils are asking questions on inventories, they are not specified on which particular inventory. In the case, we have a number of inventories. I'm just asking questions, not read in the court. But that is why I've given the written authority inventories that you can get to answer the question. Yes, my colleague is admitting that we are not suppliers to everything because we cannot have piecemeal information. The inventories we have are actually just two. One details something and the other says it happens. So confusing how already you made a ruling earlier, and we agreed to live with it. Now it's saying, showing the documents, all inventories, some of which we do not know or have seen. So he needs to possibly apply for an employment, makes copies of the inventories, he gives us, not that we will admit them into evidence, at least they inform our minds how to proceed with the case. But we cannot surprise us by ambush and say, now the witness has hotel the inventories. The inventories we have are dated.
Yes. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. We are guided. We are guided. Are those items recorded in any inventory that is before this court?
Your Honor,
and if yes, kindly indicate it to the court.
Yes, Your Honor, I've been supplied to an inventory dated 12th May 2023 at 18:30 hours.
Yes, which one is that? And you lead us where it is?
No, Your Honor, it's not in this document.
Yes? So it is not a copy that is before this court, correct?
I do not know if it's before court.
I put it to what is recorded in that inventory for us just to cross check in respect to those government stores.
Government stores, purchase screen 7.
Which is that inventory? Lead us to where it is.
Not in the document.
It's not in our document, correct? So it is not, you are testifying on materials that were not shared to the defense, that have not been introduced before this court previously, and therefore you are trying to concoct and panel beat your case, correct?
Your Honor, I stated that I'm interacting with these recoveries for the first time now, Your Honor.
So that document is not before this court and has not been made reference to previously, correct? You are not aware.
I'm not aware, Your Honor.
Correct?
Yes.
And therefore, whatever you have brought is new discoveries that do not form part and parcel of this trial.
Forms, Your Honor,
do you feel ashamed?
It forms because they are in.
I think again, as earlier, I will say this. The worship has given a clear guidance. That document is referring to immediately is not part of the one in the website. So the point, rather than if you're examining it, you should object to its being shown to the witness at all, so that the prosecutor is the one who should be put to shame rather than the witness. I think we must be fair to everyone. So I don't want to fight him when he's not the maker of that document, when he's just go about, he's seeing this process for the first time, he's seeing the inventory for the first time. We are seeing those things for the first time ourselves. So what I think I would just supposed to do is to ask them to take back his time. So that we proceed to the
You're going to take this exception, the sentiments which English they don't know we sent documents and all the documents are sent. And Mr. Onjik is here, he's not saying anything. He's the one we serve, so he's the one who should confirm. They don't have evidence of service. Can even open it here in court.
Your Honor.
So we don't have to take an
integrity. Highest integrity. Nobody can question our reputation. Whatever they give us, I make bundles. One bundle is for my colleague, and the other bundle is what me and the zero are using. That bundle we donated to him because he refused to hand over the file for the witness to view. He cannot turn around. Me, I've never added anything on this bundle. As it came, I found it. That's what we have been using. And they agree that these are police documents. We've never worked for the police. So there's no way we can obtain these documents. Your Honor, the entirety of this process must be processed. And they knows it as a public officer. That nobody can manipulate this process. Once the plane has taken off, you leave it as it is. It is the duty of the court to decide. Yeah, you bring evidence, whether it is for you or against you, you bring all the entire evidence. This man is a minister of justice.
Your Honor, as a matter of fact, the inventory which is being referred to is here in the documents.
Yeah, they give you source. You have no objection.
So, Your Honor, you should not be entertaining such objections, which are
all right. Then you can check from the other one. Let him check from that one. Give me that.
They are all officers of this court.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes. Thank you, Your Honor. Give me one of them. Give me that one. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Prosecutor, for leading us where the inventory is.
You know, because they have confirmed they have it. It's okay.
I think we are now becoming somebody like the lead of the state. We are men and women of integrity. We are officers of this state. There is no need now, when he initially refused to hand over that power, there is no need to introduce the file to him. Let him continue with the documents that he has before him.
Yes. No, this is my.
We don't know.
This is my witness. It was sent document.
No,
which they were misleading the court that they were not served.
This file
I don't see any prejudice.
This file is bigger than that document. So we don't know what he has. I think, and then if he thinks it's the same.
Right. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. I don't have a problem with referring to that one. Yeah. It's the same document. Kindly look at the inventory. What's the date of the inventory?
It's on 12th May 2023.
Who took it out? Who took out? Is it Mr. Eric Koinaina?
This was witnessed by Compromise.
Compromise. No, I'm asking, can you see where you have the number and the rank and the name? Eric Koinaina? Police officer attached to DCI Nakuru.
I don't know if I may get the code. Council is referring to a different inventory, and they start to the one that witness sessions.
The one was shown
and different inventory.
You know, what I'm referring to is what was shown to me by the prosecution, and my document appears as this, and then it also has a back side like this. Is that what you're referring to?
I have not the back side.
Yes?
I have not the back side, yes.
But does yours also appear like this?
Yes.
So how many inventories are we looking at from this document?
So there are 1, 2, and 3.
No, I'm asking, inventories are always taken out like this, correct? This is the face of the inventory.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And therefore, I'm asking from that face of the inventory, Mr. Witness, whether Eric is part and parcel of the team that took out this. And I'm understanding that the information could not fit on the first page, then it was transferred to the next page, correct?
You know what the problem is, if I may write the code, the defense printed all documents back to back. So it's they're having difficulties in asking questions.
Oh, all right, then I understand. I beg your pardon. So let's look at that inventory.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, what is it about?
An inventory of items recovered at the resident house of one John Korea.
Which date is it?
It's dated 12th May 2023.
Yes, what time?
At 18:50 hours.
Yes?
Yes, Your Honor.
What time was that?
6:30 hours. It's 6:30 p.m., Your Honor.
6:30 p.m.
Yes.
When were they arrested?
In the morning, Your Honor.
In the morning, right? So this was taken from where?
Residence of John Korea.
Is that reflected by the investigation diary? Go to the investigation diary, the third page. I want us to look at 8:30 hours. What happened? 18:30. Have you seen the investigation diary?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you seeing where we have the hours?
Yes, I see.
Do you have any entry that happened or incident that happened at 18:30?
No, Your Honor.
Yes?
No.
Yes?
I don't have an entry for 18:30 on 12th.
Is it usual? Why was it not captured in the investigation diary?
Not usually, Your Honor.
Yes?
Not usual.
Is it usual for an officer to go and do out an investigation of this nature and they fail to have it recorded in the investigation diary?
Your Honor, not usual.
It is not usual, right? So where do we place this piece of evidence?
But Your Honor, the entry at 17.
I want to see the incidents of the 18:30 from the investigation diary.
It's an incident to Njoro Kingo.
No, 18:30 time.
I don't see it.
It is not there, correct?
Yes.
Therefore, you cannot say that an officer left the police station and went and did any discoveries or search, correct? It's not recorded in the investigation diary, correct?
Captured in the inventory, Your Honor.
No, I'm speaking about the investigation diary, not the inventory.
The investigation diary states that all items were documented and an inventory.
No, I'm specific about the hours.
Hours, no,
Mr.
Your Honor.
Witness, what is the importance of recording time in the investigation diary?
For reference, Your Honor.
For reference, right?
Yes.
So that then you're able to know this incident occurred on this date at this time, correct?
Yes.
And for any incident that does not reflect the time at when it is alleged to have occurred cannot then be said to have occurred, correct?
Enjoyment doesn't come much simpler than the Showmax app. Shika so much more from your favorite hits with Showmax for just 300 shillings a month by card or M-Pesa, streaming for Africa. Sign up on showmax.com.
Please help me welcome our partner for the 16th Nelson Mandela Annual Lecture, Ntate Motsepe. I guess at this point, you all know who I'm gonna call. I haven't said anything. Please help me welcome the former president of the US, President Barack Obama. Without sitting down, I would like us to please sing the national anthem of South Africa. This will be rendered by the Soweto Gospel Choir. I have to tell you that I tried to audition and they rejected me. And I'm still trying to sing for the Soweto Gospel Choir. So I'll still try, Prof. There they come. Thank you very much. Soweto Gospel Choir. They will be back again later when they will be singing together with Kirk Whalum and Thandiswa Mazwai. So there will be a music tribute at the end. Now, I'd like you to please help me welcome someone actually who was so brave when she's surrounded by these men and they were trying to get hold of the Nelson Mandela Foundation, and she said, I will do it. And we are collaborating with them at the moment. And this young lady, she will be our program director for the day. Please help me welcome Busi Mkumbuzi.
President Cyril Ramaphosa, President Barack Obama, Mrs. Graça Machel, Professor Njabulo Ndebele, Dr. Patrice Motsepe, and Mr. Silo Hatang. Your Excellencies, heads of states and government, past and present, honorable ministers, members of parliament, provincial premiers, mayors, and all members of government, leaders of opposition parties, veterans of the liberation struggle, former Nelson Mandela lecture speakers, business leaders, and leaders of faith-based organizations, political and social activists, members of the Mandela family, distinguished guests, fellow South Africans, and the world. It is an honor to stand before you today to celebrate the centenary of Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela. Whom former President Barack Obama describes as more than a man, but as being a symbol of the struggle for justice, equality, and dignity in South Africa and all across the globe. In 1994, the year of my birth, Madiba emerged as president of a democratic South Africa. From the onset, he was committed to turning a country torn apart by years of colonialism and apartheid into a fully functioning democracy where all South Africans are equal before the law. And yet, despite our notable progress, the situation right now in the world calls on us to reflect deeply. Global political trends portray a concerted assault against the democratic values that Mandela and his contemporaries espoused. All over the world, there is a resurgence of racial and class exclusivity, of nationalism, and the maintenance of gross inequality through corruption and systematic greed. Patriarchy persists at the peril of women and the LGBT community. We did not think that so far into democracy, so many people would again face the threats of losing their elemental rights, their freedom, and their dignity. This is therefore an auspicious occasion, ladies and gentlemen, to reflect on the principles and values that defined Mandela's life and legacy. Principles such as tolerance, inclusivity, reconciliation, and the rule of law. These principles underpin Madiba's legacy and can heal the world of its social ills. These principles also broke the political deadlock in the 90s, and I truly believe that they need to be invigorated in 2018. Standing before you as a young black woman born and bred in the sprawling working class townships of Soweto, this occasion must especially motivate the youth. It must motivate them to take the forefront in the endless struggle to sustain livelihoods globally. During this centennial celebration of Madiba's birth, I encourage all dignitaries, institutions of government, business, and all fervent supporters of Mandela's legacy to put their weight behind the youth, who I believe are the true custodians of our future. With no further ado, ladies and gentlemen, to mark the opening of this special occasion, it is a great privilege to welcome the chairman of the Board of Trustees of the Nelson Mandela Foundation. He is an established scholar who has been a key figure in South African higher education, an author whose critical and creative writing have tackled the effects of apartheid on black communities, protest, democracy, and reconciliation. Please give a resounding applause to Professor Njabulo Ndebele.
President Ramaphosa, President Obama, Mama Machel, Dr. Patrice Motsepe, and so many distinguished guests who out there who have graced our occasion with your presence. And ladies and gentlemen, all of you from far and near. On behalf of the trustees of the Nelson Mandela Foundation, I welcome you to the 16th